Hey everybody, I'm here with a new build for The Sims 4 in New Crest. They just came out last week. I decided to do a whole neighborhood in Craftsman style and upload them to the gallery. So this is the fourth house that I've built. And initially I was going to make it a lot bigger than I ended up making it. So what I decided to do was pack everything up and move it across the street so I could use this lot for a bigger house later. And it would just look a little bit better in general. So I wanted to completely reverse it because there's actually a side entrance that's going to be right there. So I wanted that to be on the corner. So all of the houses basically have a similar style, Craftsman, but then they also have similar windows and fences, and I just tried to keep their style looking the same just in case anybody wanted to add all of them to a world, then they all look the same, so it looks like a real neighborhood. I wish that there was some way to make the roofs on the side not stick out from there but come down in the front, because I don't like how sometimes they stick out like that. On this build it looks alright, but on some builds it just doesn't look very good at all. I've been doing these little gables up on top of the houses. The one thing I don't like about it is that I have to go up there and put curtains because it would bother me if I didn't. Just sticking a window into a non-existent room. I guess that's kind of the way they are anyway with attics and everything, but in real life you really can't see into them. In The Sims you can. I wanted to make this specific house. I made all of the houses that I made for New Crest with like a theme. Like one has like a gym and a garden, and one has an art room and a theater. So depending on what kind of skill your sim has, there's a special room for that skill set. So this house was for a single or a couple with one that has a baking skill. So I make a really big kitchen with a little side room there for the little baking machine. I'm really starting to get frustrated with the lack of colors in The Sims as far as everything is concerned, but right now what made me think of it was the siding on the house. I have a yellow house in the neighborhood, a blue house, a different color blue house, and now I have a green one. So I'm kind of running out of color options as far as siding is concerned. But I mean, if I really think about it, I don't want to make a pink one, and that's another color that they have. I don't want to make a just weird pink house. See, here I am putting the curtains up here because that would annoy me the other way. Excuse me, I'm about to yawn. Goodness. So here I am, I'm putting a pathway around the back of the house and then out to the side, so it can have like a little side garden. I really like landscaping in The Sims. It's one of my favorite things to do, especially with the Move Objects tool now. I can really get everything the way that I want it. Ooh, I'm putting this dirt around the pathway here. I saw somebody else doing this, and I can't remember who, but I thought it looked really good, so I started doing it, excuse me, on all my builds. Just because it looks a little bit more realistic. What can I talk about? I really like New Crest. I think it's interesting that they let a world out without anything in it. So the people like me who really enjoy building the most can get a lot out of it. I mean, you could just delete the houses in the other neighborhood, but getting a little bored with those maps. I was a bit disappointed that New Crest didn't look more differently. Didn't look more, what am I trying to say? Didn't look much different than Willow Creek. I had heard Daily Gracie in one of her videos saying that they had called it lush, and I don't know if I'd consider this lush, more lush than Willow Creek per se. I think it's probably a little less because towards a city, but maybe that's just me. I don't know if that was an official thing or what, but I was kind of hoping maybe for something like beachy, or that would be really great, like by the bay. See these lavender bushes? I have a bone to pick. When they, there were 3 lavender bushes before the update for New Crest, and now there's only 2, and it's like the one little clump and then like the long one, like the one that I just put down. But they used to have like a bunch of them like jumbled together, and I really liked using that. I used it in like most of my builds, and now it's not there, and I'm confused why. I'm putting little cheeky gnomes in. That's like the second time that I've ever used gnomes in the game. I don't know when, but there's going to be a pause at some point where I stop because I was cooking dinner and I forgot to pause the recording here, but I'm not sure when that is. Oh man, I'm like so excited for patio stuff to come out. What is it, Perfect Patios? That's supposed to come out. Oh, here I am freezing. Oh no, okay, I'm back. It's supposed to come out, well, it's midnight here, so not today, but tomorrow, the 16th, so that's really exciting. I know that there's going to be definitely hot tubs, definitely more patio stuff, and man, am I happy about the patio stuff. When I found out about the expansion, I was like freaking out. I mean, I was not disappointed by the luxury stuff pack, but I thought that it was kind of like, meh, like, I don't really have Sims have like a bunch of parties all the time, so that and all the costumes looked like cheesy game host. Like the men's at least looked like cheesy game hosts. The girls' clothes were really nice though. I tried to put some bookshelves on the side of there, but there's just no like nice one black bookshelf that looks good. I wanted to go with like a more classic look for the furniture in the house here, instead of what I did on my other houses, which is more like contemporary family. And then in the Bachelor, the Craftsman Bachelor that I did, there was like a more mid-century theme going on, as much as can be with what I have. I didn't know what to put in the fireplace. There's just no space on the fireplace with that TV up there, so I just left it blank. And here I am trying to pick a coffee table to go with this because for some reason I didn't know which one it was. I think that coffee table looks like somebody took a tree and smushed it in a funny shape and then cut it. Smushed it. I really never thought of putting a clock there before, but I figured that might be a good idea. You can check your face and see what time it is before you run out the door. Just to make sure you're not going to be late. So, part of this build was that she was going to be a baker, and I really wanted to make a nice dining room too. So if her friends come over, then she can have a nice little shindig for them. I think it would be good too for the luxury stuff, for this particular area. If you want to have like a party, you could put the little buffet out there on the patio. That seems like that would be a good place for it. Or you can even make a smaller table and put a buffet in there. I keep saying buffet because it reminds me a lot of the buffet tables from The Sims 3. Like you don't really keep them in your game for the whole time. Well, at least I never did. But they're a good thing to have in case you want to buy one, like when you have a party or whatever. I don't really play much of live mode, but I'm really disappointed that there aren't more there's not a toddler option with this game. I feel like it would be a little bit more fun to play, especially with parties and stuff, because you're having more parties, because you're having more birthdays. Here I tried to put this stove in the middle here, and I think it looked really nice, but it was like bothering me with these cabinets. I couldn't figure out a good configuration to put these cabinets, and I didn't want to overlap them in the corner. So in the end, I just decided to put put the stove over one. And here I'm doing everything with blue, but when I go over to the side room, I decide that I'm going to do brown. And I think that the brown looks nice, so I come back and I fix up the kitchen to match. See, I keep using these gold lights here in this house, and that's fine and everything. There's just like no lights that are gold that look nice with this kind of thing. I went to go take screenshots, and I never noticed this before, but those gold lights hang down so far. And obviously it doesn't really affect the game, and it doesn't really affect the way that it looks, but when you're taking screenshots, it kind of like doesn't look right. It looks like your Sim's gonna hit their head every time they take 2 steps, especially in this room because there's 3 of them. Oops, somebody just downloaded something of mine. Ever since I started building stuff with the build new crest tag, everybody has been downloading stuff. It's pretty cool. I think that's pretty neat. Especially because they're usually really nice and they give me nice comments, and that's nice to hear. Oh man, we were talking about that patio pack. I keep thinking about the patio because I keep looking over there at the patio. I was so disappointed with the patio furniture when this game came out. I think that was like the #1 thing that I didn't like. Like, I didn't like the toddler thing. I didn't like the lack of styles. I didn't even really mind the not create a style thing being around. Like, I don't care. I mean, it made the game run slow, and I just wish there were more swatches of colors that they would give you. That's basically my problem with that. But oh my god, there's no patio furniture. Like, all the patio furniture looks like cheap or like not livable furniture. Like, they have like a bunch of park benches, but like, who has a park bench on their patio? Nobody. Like, you can put a bench on your porch, like that would look fine, but on your patio, you need like something nice on your patio. And another thing I wish that they would do is they would put those umbrellas separate from the table. Like, the longer table, I would love to have a longer table with an umbrella, but you can't do it. Man, we're almost done here. What color did I go with? Oh yeah, I started with purple, but then because I wanted to do like a contrasting color like the purple and the yellow, but then I ended up going with purple and blue because I noticed that they have this like daisy? No, sunflower pattern on the bed, and they just put out a sunflower painting with the new expansion, I think. No, with Get to Work, they gave me the sunflower painting, so I thought we could just do her whole bedroom in sunflowers. It kind of reminds me of like my mom, like this house could be for a single woman or for a couple, because my mom always like decorated the house and made it like super floral, and she loved Victorian stuff, so like my dad always had like frilly Victorian bedspreads and paintings in his living room and stuff. So I mean, as long as she ends up with a guy that doesn't mind a bunch of sunflowers in the bedroom, I guess it's fine that it could be that way. Or if you download it, you can redecorate it, and if you do, I'd love to see it. You could put it on my comments on my thing, on the Sims 4 gallery. My username is actually the same on there, and I will put the links to that in the description, so if you like it, you can download it. We're about done here, and we're going to finish up with some screenshots and a little clip of day into night. So here we just have the front of the house, obviously, and the back side with the little patio and the garden. Our living room foyer area, and a weird thing on TV. Dining room with some delicious franks and beans there. We've yet to work on her cooking skill. The kitchen again with more sunflowers and chickens. And then built-in fridge, the baking machine. Here's her in the office. And she disappeared for some reason. And then we're going to finish up with the bathroom and bedroom. I'm going to leave links for my Tumblr and my Sims 4 gallery username in the description below. So I hope you guys have a good day, and of course, happy simming.